Johnny Depp is certainly known for his offbeat roles, iconic characters like Captain Jack Sparrow, Edward Scissorhands, and the Mad Hatter. But in his latest film, The Tourist, co-starring Angelina Jolie, Depp plays a math teacher. When we caught up with him recently, he said he wanted to play an ordinary guy because people who are labeled ordinary can be anything but.
Just because there's something about what is sort of deemed or considered normal out there in the world. When you really have a look at them, you find that they're actually pretty strange. I mean, they could have the weirdest sort of little tics, a disorder in terms of, organization. I've seen people, like move salt shakers or turn a fork over, and think, oh yeah.
If you come to my house and you move a coffee table book, I tend to move it back in the same place.
Yeah, so that's the stuff.
Why is everyone trying to kill me?
Because I kissed you.
Let's talk about Angelina for a second. You hadn't met her before this movie, and you guys get together for that meeting, which is really in actors' terms a first date. And you're trying to figure out if there's something between you two that's going to click on screen. How long does it take to know that?
It was actually pretty instantaneous. It was instant. It was.
Well, what was it about her that made you feel that way?
Having heard a lot about their lives, Brad and Angie's lives are so highly publicized that you just have to wonder, what might this person be like after having to live this life, to that degree. And when I met her, I just found her to be as perfectly grounded as she could be, very down to earth, very sweet, very smart, very funny, madly in love with her children, madly in love with her man, madly in love with her life. I mean, just a very normal and well-rounded human being.
You talk about this level of scrutiny that she finds herself under. Have you managed to avoid that, John, because you've gone to Europe? Is it not the same thing there? Because you've got a pretty voracious press in Europe as well.
France, at least for the most part, has allowed us a life of, down in the south of just being able, simplicity. I can go to the market in a little village, close to our house, buy groceries with my kids, and nobody takes a photograph.
Even if they recognize you?
Yeah, I mean, the locals are kind of like, hi Johnny, how's it going? Don't talk about movies or nothing. It's very different. It's I don't know, they seem to have a handle on it, or a distance.
I was having some fun reading an article about you recently. I was talking about the Pirates movies and Captain Jack Sparrow, and you made a comment in the interview that went along with the article where you said when you first started doing this character and portraying him the way you wanted to portray him, the people at Disney freaked out. They hated it.
They did.
What didn't some of them like about it?
I think the initial worry was that, my God, we're going to have to put subtitles.
We can't understand a word he's saying.
You don't understand it.
What do you say for 3 shillings? Only forget the name.
And there was just something about the character that they couldn't stand.
Somebody said upper echelon Disney ties. What's wrong with him? Is he, is he like some kind of weird simpleton? Is he drunk, by the way? Is he gay? Yeah. So you actually told one woman who was a Disneyite, didn't you know all my characters were gay?
Yeah.
So what was their reaction when you told them, by the way, I'm not going to change it for you?
Well, shock, I think, at first, because it did get to the point. It came to a head, and I had to say to them, look, you've hired me to do a job. You've seen I hope you've seen the other things I've done. You must have had some idea that I was going to play this a little bit outside the box. So we're in a situation here that I can't change. This is my world, and this is the character choices I've made, and I'm not going to change it. So if you want to fire me, you can fire me, but you got to pay me.
Yeah, but it's a lucrative role, but you must like it too, because or otherwise you wouldn't do 4 of them and perhaps a 5th. Are you going to do more? I know you just finished 4.
Just finished 4, like days ago. Finished 4. There's talk of a 5th, and it depends. It all depends. If they can come up with a good enough story, and it seems like something that we haven't had to tackle before.
How do your kids feel about it? 8 and 11, right?
They like old Captain Jack. They do. But they're at the same time they've grown up with him. They have to experience him at home sometimes. You know what I mean? So yeah, they know him very well.
Johnny Depp, by the way, he had just finished shooting Pirates #4, that's why he still had those gold dentures that he wears for Captain Jack in his mouth. He said he didn't have time to get to a dentist to have them taken out. And The Tourist opens tomorrow.